Imagine waking up one day and realizing death isn't the end, it's just a doorway. A doorway to a dimension where your soul continues its journey, free from fear, pain, and limitation. What if everything you've been taught about dying is only half the story? Most people are taught that death is a full stop. That it's final. That when your heart stops beating, everything ends, and your existence is gone forever. But what if this is only half the story? What if death is not the end, but a doorway, a transition into a reality that is invisible to most, yet as real as the life you are living now? Think about your consciousness as a light, a stream of energy that is not confined to the body. When the body dies, the energy doesn't disappear. It simply moves to a higher dimension, one that operates on frequencies beyond the physical senses. People who have had near-death experiences consistently report that they did not vanish. They moved, they shifted, and they saw the world in ways that are impossible to fully describe with words. These experiences often include moving through tunnels of radiant light, encountering beings of energy, and experiencing an overwhelming sense of love, peace, and understanding. Many report seeing their lives displayed as a whole, like a film, understanding choices and consequences with clarity they never had before. Mystics, shamans, and spiritual teachers from all corners of the globe have described the same phenomenon for centuries. The continuity of consciousness is not a new idea, it has been the hidden truth behind every spiritual tradition. Science is beginning to catch up. Research into near-death experiences shows patterns that are remarkably consistent, regardless of culture or religion. Subjects often describe leaving their bodies, perceiving their surroundings from above, and witnessing events that they could not physically see. In some cases, people describe encounters with deceased relatives or beings of light who communicate without words, conveying profound truths directly to their consciousness. The most important insight is simple but life-changing: death is not an ending. It is transformation. The soul moves, shifts, and continues to exist in a dimension beyond what the eye can see. And yet, for most people, this remains hidden behind fear, misconception, and societal beliefs about mortality. Imagine if you could see beyond that veil. Imagine if you understood that the body is only one layer of your being and that consciousness is far greater, far more resilient, and far more powerful than you have been taught. This understanding changes everything. Life itself gains new meaning. Every challenge, every joy, every relationship can be seen as part of a larger journey that does not stop with death. It is an awakening to the truth that you are eternal, and death is just the next step along the path of your soul's evolution. When consciousness leaves the physical body, the rules that govern the material world no longer apply. Time, space, and even identity become fluid. What you thought was permanent, your physical form, your daily routines, your limitations, suddenly feels temporary, almost like a dream. Those who experience near-death states or profound meditative awakenings describe stepping into a realm where the boundaries between self and universe dissolve. In this dimensional shift, consciousness often perceives life from a higher vantage point. People report seeing their entire life laid out before them, observing patterns, connections, and consequences that were invisible while they were limited by physical perception. Mistakes, missed opportunities, moments of love or pain, all become part of a larger, coherent story. The sense of separation fades, replaced by an understanding that everything is interconnected, that every action ripples through reality like a pebble in a pond. Some describe encountering luminous beings or guides, entities that exist purely as energy, wisdom, or love. These guides are not bound by physical laws and often communicate in ways that transcend words, a feeling, an understanding, a direct transmission of knowledge. Many report receiving guidance, insights, and encouragement that help them navigate life when they return to their bodies. They describe an overwhelming sense that life continues, that consciousness persists, and that the journey is ongoing. Science has begun exploring these phenomena. Studies of near-death experiences indicate that even when brain activity slows or ceases, consciousness can remain active. Quantum physics suggests that multiple dimensions exist simultaneously, and that consciousness may interact with these realms in ways we do not yet fully understand. This aligns with thousands of anecdotal reports across cultures. Reality is multi-layered, and death is not an annihilation but a transition between layers. The experience is transformative. Those who return often describe a radical shift in perspective. Fear of death diminishes, appreciation for life grows, and the sense of purpose deepens. People notice that their priorities change, trivial worries fall away, relationships become more meaningful, and there is a heightened awareness of interconnectedness with all life. This shift is not merely emotional, it is a fundamental change in the way consciousness perceives existence itself. It is also deeply personal. While the pattern of dimensional shifts is similar across experiences, each soul encounters it uniquely, shaped by their beliefs, intentions, and life lessons. Some feel profound joy and liberation, others face aspects of themselves they have ignored, gaining clarity through challenge and reflection. Either way, the shift teaches that life is not linear, that death is not final, and that consciousness is far greater than the body it temporarily inhabits. Understanding this opens the door to living more consciously. It encourages exploration of your inner world, awareness of subtle energies, and trust in the continuity of your soul's journey. Death ceases to be a source of fear and becomes a guide, pointing toward the infinite dimensions of existence that await every consciousness ready to awaken. Stories of near-death experiences and dimensional shifts are more than just fascinating accounts, they are windows into the continuity of consciousness and the transformative potential of understanding death differently. Across cultures and throughout history, people have reported experiences that reveal life as a journey far greater than our physical bodies alone. Take Sarah, for example, a woman who nearly drowned as a child. She recalls the terror of sinking beneath the water, her lungs burning, her body powerless. Then, suddenly, she was floating above herself, watching the scene unfold from above. She saw her parents desperately trying to reach her, and for the first time, she experienced a profound sense of detachment. As she drifted through a radiant tunnel of light, she met beings who radiated pure love and understanding. They did not speak in words, instead, she felt their guidance directly in her mind. When she returned to her body, the fear that had haunted her childhood melted away, replaced with a deep sense of purpose and clarity about her life's path. Michael's story is another remarkable example. He survived a severe car accident that should have been fatal. During the moments when he was clinically dead, he recalls leaving his body and entering a dimension that defied description. Time felt malleable, reality was fluid, and thought and intention seemed to shape the space around him. Michael encountered luminous beings who conveyed wisdom and encouragement, showing him patterns in his life he had never noticed. When he returned to his physical body, he described a profound shift, fear of death vanished, gratitude for life intensified, and he began making choices aligned with deeper meaning rather than surface-level comfort. Across cultures, these patterns repeat. Shamans in South America speak of journeys to other realms to gather wisdom for their communities. Spiritual masters in India describe the soul leaving the body and traveling through planes of consciousness. Even in modern research, near-death experiences exhibit consistent themes: movement through light, encounters with loving entities, and sudden understanding of life's purpose. What these stories reveal is that death, or the transition of consciousness, is not something to fear. It is an opportunity for growth, awakening, and profound insight. Every individual who experiences such a shift describes returning with a sense of transformation. Fear diminishes, understanding expands, and life itself becomes a tool for evolution rather than mere survival. These accounts also demonstrate that consciousness is flexible and resilient. It can exist beyond the physical body, perceive realities beyond the material world, and integrate lessons from higher dimensions into daily life. By paying attention to these stories, we begin to understand that our lives are not isolated events but interconnected threads in a vast tapestry of existence. Once consciousness transitions beyond the physical body, a profound freedom emerges. The rules of the material world, gravity, linear time, even identity, no longer limit perception. Those who experience near-death or deep meditative states often describe a sense of weightlessness, as if they have become pure energy. The physical body is no longer a cage, it is simply a temporary vessel that has served its purpose. In these shifted dimensions, reality is experienced differently. Time often becomes nonlinear. Past, present, and future are not separate events but a single, interconnected whole. People report seeing the consequences of their actions, the threads of cause and effect, and the patterns that shape their lives and the lives of others. This perspective brings clarity that is almost impossible to achieve in the physical world. Life is no longer a series of disconnected events but a coherent journey of growth, learning, and awakening. Many who have experienced this shift describe landscapes of extraordinary beauty, luminous light, vibrant colors, flowing energy, and forms that defy earthly description. Some encounter beings, sometimes recognized as guides, ancestors, or spirits, who offer wisdom and support. Communication in this realm is not through words but through understanding, feeling, and direct transmission of knowledge. These encounters are profoundly comforting and transformative, leaving an enduring sense of connection and purpose. Perhaps the most remarkable aspect of this dimensional shift is what people bring back to their physical lives. Fear of death disappears almost entirely. Gratitude becomes more natural, and the sense of purpose deepens. Life is no longer a race against time or a struggle to survive, it becomes a conscious exploration of growth, connection, and awakening. People report stronger relationships, increased empathy, and an enhanced ability to notice the subtle energies that flow through all things. Interestingly, these experiences are highly personal yet share universal themes. The details of each journey vary depending on the individual's beliefs, intentions, and life experiences. Some feel overwhelming love and joy, others confront hidden fears or unresolved emotions, integrating these lessons with newfound clarity. In every case, the shift demonstrates that consciousness is not tied to the body, it is eternal, fluid, and capable of perceiving realities beyond the physical. This knowledge transforms the way we live. It encourages us to value experiences over possessions, awareness over routine, and connection over isolation. Understanding that death is not an end, but a shift, changes everything, from how we face challenges to how we relate to others. The universe becomes a living, conscious system in which our energy, choices, and intentions continue to matter even after our bodies cease to function. The shift also highlights the potential for continuous growth. Life is no longer a static experience but a dynamic process of learning, evolving, and awakening. Each action, thought, and intention contributes to the broader tapestry of existence. The transition into higher dimensions is not just a possibility for the future, it is a lesson that can be glimpsed and integrated into the present. And once you understand this, the fear of the unknown begins to fade, replaced by curiosity and a profound desire to explore the infinite potential of consciousness. Even before a near-death experience, consciousness may show subtle signs of awakening. These signals indicate that your mind and soul are preparing to perceive realities beyond the physical plane. Recognizing them can help you navigate this transition with clarity and ease. One common sign is déjà vu. You may feel certain events repeating or experience situations that seem uncannily familiar. These moments are not coincidences, they are glimpses of patterns in time, suggesting that your consciousness is beginning to perceive dimensions beyond ordinary perception. Life itself may start to feel interconnected, as if you are recognizing lessons your soul already knows. Vivid, meaningful dreams are another sign. Some people experience dreams that feel more real than waking life. These dreams may reveal hidden insights, relationships, or choices that you have yet to fully understand. They are opportunities for consciousness to explore higher realities, offering guidance that can shape your life in subtle, profound ways. Heightened intuition often emerges as well. You may find your inner guidance becoming stronger and more reliable. Decisions that once seemed difficult now carry a sense of certainty. Synchronicities, nudges, and unexplained feelings often signal that your awareness is connecting to higher dimensions, gently guiding your path. A growing awareness of interconnectedness may also appear. You notice how your actions, thoughts, and intentions ripple outward, affecting others and shaping your environment. This heightened perception encourages compassion, empathy, and conscious living, preparing your consciousness to navigate higher planes with purpose. Detachment from fear, materialism, or societal expectations is another subtle indicator. You may find yourself drawn to spiritual growth, meditation, or practices that deepen your understanding of existence. These shifts are the soul's way of preparing you to explore beyond the limitations of the physical world. Finally, a strong sense of purpose begins to emerge. Life starts to feel more meaningful, as though each choice has lasting impact beyond what you can see. This awareness sets the stage for higher dimensional experiences, allowing you to approach life consciously, rather than reacting automatically to circumstances. Recognizing these signs and nurturing them through meditation, reflection, and mindful living helps prepare your consciousness for dimensional awareness. By embracing these subtle signals, you take the first steps toward awakening, aligning with higher realities, and understanding that life is a multidimensional journey rather than a simple sequence of events. If you notice these signs in your own life, consider reflecting, journaling, or sharing your experiences. You may already be on the path to awakening, let the process guide you naturally. If you've experienced any of these signs, comment below and share your story. Don't forget to like this video to support more content like this. Once you recognize the signs of awakening, supporting your shift becomes essential. Preparing your mind, body, and soul allows consciousness to navigate higher dimensions with clarity, reducing fear and increasing insight. Meditation is one of the most powerful tools. Quieting the mind reduces distractions and aligns consciousness with subtler energies. Even a few minutes of mindful breathing each day strengthens awareness, allowing you to perceive patterns, guidance, and higher dimensional signals. Over time, meditation prepares your soul to explore beyond the physical plane. Paying attention to synchronicities is equally important. Meaningful coincidences, like repeated numbers, unexpected guidance, or perfectly timed encounters, can serve as indicators that higher dimensions are communicating with you. Observing these patterns strengthens your connection to consciousness beyond the physical body. Releasing attachment to fear and control is essential. Resistance blocks awareness. By practicing trust, surrender, and acceptance, you allow consciousness to flow naturally, aligning with higher frequencies. This doesn't mean ignoring responsibilities, but understanding that life is part of a larger multidimensional journey. Connecting with intuition is also vital. Notice your inner guidance, distinguishing it from doubt or societal conditioning. Journaling, quiet reflection, and observing gut instincts strengthen this connection, preparing you to receive messages from higher dimensions. Energy practices such as yoga, breathwork, or Tai Chi can raise vibrational frequency and release tension, making dimensional perception easier. Physical alignment supports spiritual alignment, helping consciousness navigate subtler realms with ease. Finally, approach life with curiosity. Exploring these realms challenges beliefs, and an open, inquisitive mindset encourages growth rather than fear. Ask questions, reflect, and observe your experiences. Curiosity is the bridge between fear and awakening, inviting consciousness to expand naturally. Supporting your shift is a lifestyle. Mindfulness, observation, trust, and practice create the foundation for higher dimensional awareness. Over time, life transforms from survival to conscious awakening, allowing your soul to explore infinite possibilities beyond the physical world. For centuries, consciousness beyond the body was viewed as mystical. Today, science is beginning to explore these phenomena, revealing that awareness may extend beyond the brain, hinting at dimensional shifts. Near-death experiences provide strong evidence. Individuals report awareness even when brain activity is minimal, observing events they could not physically perceive, encountering beings of light, and gaining insights impossible to explain by standard neuroscience. These accounts are remarkably consistent across cultures and religions, suggesting a universal truth about consciousness. Quantum physics offers further insight. Particles exist in multiple states simultaneously, and observation can affect reality. Some scientists propose that consciousness interacts with quantum fields, potentially explaining how awareness persists beyond the physical body. Though speculative, This aligns with the reports of dimensional perception and higher planes of existence. Brain studies show unusual activity in areas associated with perception, memory, and self-awareness during near-death or deep meditation states. Some researchers theorize that the brain may act as a receiver rather than a generator of consciousness, collecting signals from higher dimensions. This challenges the traditional view that consciousness is solely a product of neural activity. Psychological studies show lasting changes in those who experience NDEs or dimensional shifts. Fear of death decreases, empathy and compassion increase, and life takes on deeper meaning. These measurable changes confirm that even brief experiences in higher dimensions transform consciousness permanently. Across disciplines, evidence suggests that consciousness is resilient, expansive, and capable of perceiving realities beyond the physical. Science and spirituality converge, revealing that dimensional shifts are not metaphorical, they are real phenomena with profound implications for understanding life, death, and existence itself. These insights confirm what mystics have known for centuries: death is not the end, and consciousness is eternal. By exploring these scientific perspectives, we gain validation and encouragement to awaken, prepare, and navigate the infinite journey beyond the physical world. Fear of death is natural, but it is based on misunderstanding rather than truth. When we understand that consciousness shifts dimensionally, fear transforms into curiosity and wonder. Recognize that fear arises from uncertainty. When death is seen as a doorway, fear loses power. Consciousness continues, life extends, and endings become transitions rather than final stops. Curiosity naturally replaces anxiety when we explore higher realities through meditation, reflection, and mindful awareness. Near-death stories show this clearly. Those who witness higher dimensions often report lasting transformations, fear vanishes, gratitude grows, and life gains profound meaning. Relationships deepen, priorities shift, and even simple moments become charged with significance. Awareness of multidimensional existence encourages intentional living and conscious choice. Science supports this. Mindfulness and energy practices reduce fear and increase resilience. As consciousness aligns with higher dimensions, life becomes a journey of discovery rather than avoidance. Questions like, "What happens next?" or "How can I prepare my consciousness?" shift from sources of anxiety to invitations for awakening. Curiosity is a bridge to multidimensional awareness. It encourages exploration, reflection, and openness, preparing the mind and soul for higher dimensional experiences. When fear transforms into curiosity, clarity, purpose, and connection naturally emerge. Life is no longer a series of fears to endure, it becomes a conscious, purposeful journey. Ultimately, curiosity prepares the soul for awakening. It allows us to embrace life and death as parts of a single, continuous journey, revealing that consciousness is eternal and our existence extends beyond the physical plane. If this inspired you, leave a comment, hit like, and subscribe for more content about awakening and higher consciousness. So, if death is just a doorway, and consciousness is capable of moving beyond this world, what would you do differently if you knew the end was not an end at all, but a shift, into a dimension beyond imagining? There is one truth even the most awakened mystics hesitate to reveal: the choices you make in this life echo far beyond the physical, shaping realities you cannot yet see. The question is, are you ready to awaken and step through the doorway? If this video opened your mind, comment below with what resonated most. Like, share, and subscribe to continue exploring the mysteries of consciousness and the journey beyond the physical.